We start the program in Egypt, where Ethiopian Prime Minister Hailemariam Desalegn is due to arrive any moment. His visit comes amid rising regional tensions over the share over the Nile River. Egypt is concerned that Ethiopia's Grand Renaissance Dam will reduce its access to the water. The River Nile is Egypt's economic lifeline. The Grand Renaissance Dam is said to become Africa's biggest hydro-powered dam. Well, let's get you more now on the Ethiopian Prime Minister's visits. I'm joined live from Cairo by CGTN's Adel Al-Marouki. Adel, this visit by the Ethiopian Prime Minister has been postponed before. This time around, have the details been confirmed? And what's likely to dominate the agenda?
Well, we have confirmed from the Ethiopian embassy that the Ethiopian Prime Minister is coming today, but they did not yet officially announce the exact schedule of the Prime Minister. But what we know is that it will be a 3-day state visit, and that the Ethiopian Prime Minister will begin his meetings on Wednesday with Egyptian ministers to consult on several MOUs that the two leaders are expected to finalize when they meet in their bilateral summit on Thursday. There are many issues on the table. Mainly this visit is to boost the bilateral relations, to put aside any differences that happened in the past, and definitely this is what leads the topic, is that how will they proceed with the Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam without affecting the water flow of the River Nile to Egypt. The issue here is that the Grand Renaissance Dam has about 75 billion cubic meter of a lake reservoir that will be held before it to generate about 6,000 megawatts of electricity, and to do so they have to withhold some of the flowing water from Ethiopia to Egypt. And Ethiopia's Blue Nile is the main source that fuels the River Nile into Egypt, unlike the rest of the Nile Basin countries that depend on the main source from Lake Victoria onwards.
And of course, the Egyptian president recently sought to reassure both Ethiopia and Sudan about Egypt not seeking to frustrate their development. Adel, what is the significance now of this reconciliatory approach?
Well, they need to agree and put aside any suspicions for differences or any suspicions for a backside plan or plan B. Long ago, years ago actually, when former Egyptian President Mohamed Morsi was in power, this is when the entire issue about the Grand Renaissance Dam started to take a significant shift. There were some leaks from the politicians back then that Egypt might think to attack. And this is why President El-Sisi was quite firm. He's trying to confirm and to assure both parties that no harm will be done from the Egyptian side, and that Egypt is only looking for the farewell of all the three countries together. And this is what actually both the countries, Sudan and Ethiopia, has confirmed. But it doesn't mean that we have not seen political differences that indicate that as the negotiations have not been so successful, there has been tension growing. And maybe this is one of the main reasons for this meeting, is to diffuse the tension. Already the meetings have started between the foreign ministers of Egypt and Ethiopia. They are meeting as we speak, and they will continue their negotiations for the coming couple of hours, and in preparations to begin the bilateral committee between Egypt and Ethiopia, which has been postponed, the meeting of which has been postponed since December several times, as we've seen the scheduled visit from the Prime Minister Desalegn also postponed several times during this week. But hopefully it will go easily, and starting today we should see a shift in the bilateral relations, of course depending on the announcements between the two countries as they continue their talks.
Indeed, a lot at stake between those countries. Thanks very much, Adel Al-Marouki, joining us there from Cairo.